Yeah, I remember when I got shot. That was like in 1974 after I got back from the
You got shot?
Yeah, I got shot in the head back here. And yeah.
Hold up. You tell all types of stories. I ain't heard that one.
I blacked out and I didn't know that I had got out of my body. You know, I was gone.
You had an out-of-body experience.
I was gone. In order for you to come into reality, the first thing you got to do is wake the fuck up.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of All in Your Business. I'm your host, Keisha Cool, and that's Cool with the K. Here on this platform, we have real, raw, and relatable conversations with entrepreneurs who are building a dream. We talk the highs, the lows, and all the messy in-betweens. Now, see, I'm a firm believer that your story is not your own, so tell it. And my guest today is here to tell his. Let's get my aunt. Uncle Kenny is in the building.
Hey, I'm here. Welcome. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
What's going on, Aunt? How you feeling?
Everything is good. Everything is good.
How was your day today?
Great and improving. I always say that. Tell people that, you know.
You great and improving.
Yeah, because we're all great, you know, when you really look at it. And we should all be improving at all times, you know.
I like the improving part. I'm great but improving. Okay, I can start using that.
Yeah.
All right, so today, what you want to talk about today?
Anything, all kind of off the wall stuff like my business stuff that I'm trying to do. You know, I have a YouTube channel, also have a podcast. You know, and I'm trying to backdoor my way into doing some stand-up, fall down, fall out comedy. You know, stuff like that.
Stand up, stand down, fall out.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to give me a joke, a funny one. They better make me stand up so I can clap. Or I fall out my seat because it's that funny.
Well, look, I'm going to tell you something, you know. I will make your butt laugh if I have to pull your panties down and tickle your ass with a feather, all right?
Oh, my God.
So, I mean, I'm just telling you, you know, I ain't no joke.
Wait a minute, like, pause. That's what it's going to be like. All right, so before we get there, so do me a favor. Tell the people, I know you said you want to talk about your podcast. Tell me who Kenneth is.
Kenneth is a rare breed guy. I'm a man, you know, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart to the top of my head to my soles of my feet. I'm a man. And the reason that I emphasize that is because there's a lot of confusion going on, and I don't want nobody to be confused about where I am, you know, and who I am, you know. But I'm a positive thinking person. I'm the kind of person that, you know, I like to see things when they're necessary, and I like to try to roll my sleeves up and get involved, you know, and do something, you know, because I always say there's far too many spectators in the world, you know.
What are spectators?
Spectators are people who, like many people in this country, they look around and they wait for everybody else to do things for them, you know, to get the thing done. That's why people are so dependent on the government, you know. Mm-hmm. People don't understand that we are actually the people and the motor that makes the government happen. But we depend on them as if we're depending on Section 8 and food stamps, you know. But for real, you know, we need to do a lot of stuff that pertain to us for ourselves, you know.
Are you speaking of certain people?
No, I'm talking about most people in general, you know. It's a lot more than people can do for themselves, you know. But for some reason, you know, I think it's the pacification. You know what I'm saying?
Pacification.
Yeah, people get pacified, you know, you get a...
Oh, got you.
And they because everything is so easy, it's not like we're living in a third world country, right?
What you know about third world countries?
Well, I've been in a few, all right? I'm a Vietnam vet, for one thing, and one good thing about that was I knew that after the year was up, I was coming back here.
You knew it.
Yeah, I knew that, because that was my intention. If I'm going somewhere, I plan on coming back, So, no matter what, if I take on everybody in the country, I plan on getting back here,
Okay.
because I saw how messed up that was over there. A lot of people don't realize just how this world actually is in other places because they're so complacent. They've been, only in one place. It's kind of like what I was talking about. Too many spectators, sitting around, and your life is in one place because you don't do anything extra. You don't do the thing that you can do, Everybody has a dream. Everybody had an idea. I mean, when you were younger, like in school and stuff, you had all these ideas of what you're going to do, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that. And the majority of the people just ended up working a 9 to 5 that they didn't like for 30 years and then thought about retiring. And then they sit back in their retirement and they don't do anything else, and it's terrible, because there's so much need to be done.
So you're a dreamer? Or you?
Well, I'm a Piscean, by sign. So they call us dreamers, but I like to, yes, sir. But I like to think about myself as not just a dreamer, because we all dream. And I have this saying, and I mean this for real, that, and this is for everybody here and everybody out there. In order for you to dream, you got to first be asleep. And forgive my language.
Oh, okay.
But don't, all right, at the same time, all right? In order for you to come into reality, the first thing you got to do is wake the fuck up, and get out here and get busy. You're waiting for your life to be done for you by somebody else. It's yours. It's yours to do, and you have a lot to do. Nobody knows what you want to do better than you. All right, they shouldn't.
When did you get to that place and realize that you like you can touch on it now, but where were you in life? I mean, because we went through it too, where you were just, I don't want to say dependent on what was going on, like dependent on what you wasn't dependent on the government to take care of you. Oh, were you? No.
I remember hustling at the age of 4 years old. We had to eat, me and my brothers. So somebody gave us a red flyer wagon. Some of y'all might even know what that is.
What is that?
It was a wagon.
A wagon.
Yeah, that you pull with the handle.
Oh, yeah.
They call it red flyer. Yeah.
Red flyer.
That was the name of the wagon. Okay. And somebody gave it to us. And we would go out early in the morning. And I knew some of the best places to pick up food, like I know how to get that thrown away pack of tomatoes, in the trash dumpsters up around the Howard Theater in D.C. and stuff. I know how to get that, get the right ones out, save the other one, and get to the lettuce before the rats and everybody else got to it. And you could peel off the outside leaves and you got lettuce and tomato. And we get up to the Wonder Bread place up there, right, which was up off of Georgia Avenue. And you could smell the bread, but you get up to the Wonder Bread place, and there was a guy named Richard up there, and Richard knew that we were hungry a lot of times, so he would give us week-old jelly rolls and those little Wonder Bread packs, right? And he gave us a loaf of bread also, so we had enough to make sandwiches and stuff. And there was another place that we used to get like the big government cheese. A lot of y'all don't know about that. It's the best cheese in the world, boy.
Not Velveeta?
No. Velveeta ain't had nothing on this. Okay. This government cheese. The ones of y'all out there that know what I'm talking about, y'all know what cheese I'm talking about. Made the best doggone grilled cheese sandwiches in the world, right? But also they had that bologna. It was a big loaf of bologna, right? So now we got enough to make sandwiches and stuff, right? And we got dessert on the side, with the jelly rolls and stuff like that. But I've been hustling most of my life. I've been in a lot of places, It wasn't, no, I can't do any comedy right now, but it wasn't until the breakup of the family, and I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way, but as a child, I ended up in the courtroom. And I was running up against a dick, all right, and the dick won. All right, so what it was my mom, she had to choose between me and my brothers and the dick that she was messing with at the time, And my mom, she liked men. So
so you wasn't talking about you was talking about the father?
No, it wasn't my father. It was another man. My mom
okay.
liked men. I'm just gonna put it like that. She
Okay.
liked men. All right.
Okay.
And she had a good man as a husband, but it wasn't good enough. All right. So we went up against this other guy, and he won. So
you had a rough upbringing.
Well, I've been in white people's tobacco farm in Spotsylvania County, Virginia, as a child.
What you mean you was in there?
The court. What happened was after the breakup in my family, my father was a Navy man, so he got thrown in the trash as an infant himself. All right.
Okay.
By his grandmother. Her name was Gunda. She was Anacostia Indian. And back then, the Indians didn't like a lot of the intermingling with blacks and Indians because a lot of the blacks fought against the Indians with white people. So his mother, Tijuana, had birthed him by a black man, Albert Ball, actually. That would have been my last name had everything fell into place. But I have his mother's last name, which was Thompson. Her name was Tijuana Thompson. All right. And that's how I got my last name. And that's how he got his last name, my father. All right. And, but, to make a long story short, I've been through a lot of different homes. I've been in flop houses, boarding houses, just how I came up,
Okay.
Always been around, we were like 5 little young kids, always being reared and sleeping, amongst grown-ups, adults all the time, and doing all that bidding and everything. It's kind of like if you was to take a group of kids, from the ages of, say, 11 down to like 3, and dropping them in Big Lorton down there, behind the wall. Yeah, we came up amongst the animals,
Okay.
and we were treated like that. So, yeah.
Okay, so where did this funny side come about? Was this happen when you were younger or when you just the comedian side?
No, I didn't have time to be funny when I was younger. I found out I was a nigger, when I was like 10 years old. We ended up on these white people tobacco farm, right? See, before that, I only been around black folks. I didn't know I was a nigger, but I found out real quick that I was a nigger and so was my other brothers, because the first thing they taught us after the woman dropped us off, everything was white back then, white courtrooms, white. They didn't have like the foster care system back in the 50s.
So I don't know why it's so hard to, not even hard to hear, but like even believe that you was back then. That I don't know, it's just wild to me to hear that like you were part of the white only part of life.
Yeah, it was all white back then, and white judge. But what happened was the reason why we ended up all these different places was because my mother was found to be an unfit mother in a white court of law. We were awarded to my father. Him being a Navy man, he took us and he went to the people that raised him. There was another Indian family that took him out the trash and raised him. All right, and while we were there, he was trying to find some place for us because it was a one-room apartment back then down in Alexandria. They called it the Burbs back then. And he swam out into the Potomac down there. Nobody to the day knows whether it was attempted suicide or anything of that nature, right? But he ended up asking, from what he told us, he asked God to get him back to shore, which he did. But somehow the courts found out what he did, and they took us from him. So we ended up going wherever the court sent us. Back then, it didn't matter. They put some little stipend with it, little money. Yeah. And whoever wanted the money took us.
That's crazy.
And I've been in alcoholics' homes. I've been in white people's.
But you didn't turn out that way.
Well, I mean, a lot of people like to, this is America. This is America. One thing that you'll know that's very addictive about America is just shifting the blame thing. People always find a way to blame somebody else or something else for the outcome. I blame me. I mean, my mama, the choices she made was hers, right?
Ooh. I ain't no therapist, but now I'm starting to look at myself and sitting here. And when I blame myself for certain stuff, my therapist would tell me, well, you were too young to blame yourself for things that you had no control of. Like, you were young.
Yeah.
You can't blame yourself for that stuff.
No. What I'm saying is, as you grow, as you get older, right, you lose that, especially if you're busy as I was as a child. You know, there were times when I didn't even go to school. Right. None of us did because of where we were. Right. You know, and I guess the people just didn't believe in school. So, you know.
Teaching y'all at home?
No. You're teaching us that we shouldn't have been little black niggas on a white people's tobacco farm. That beating came this first day and continued, you know.
Okay, so I'm a fast forward but take it back a little bit. So sure. Knowing, just hearing how your upbringing was, right? How did you teach yourself how to love, one, how to lead, and how to be a man?
Well, at one time, for real, on the love thing, emotions and stuff, I was cold. Mm-hmm. I was cold as ice, you know. I mean, I for real, the God that they were telling me about, because I've been to some of these churches and stuff, and some of the places that I was raised up in, the demons were raising me. And they were taking me to church to learn about a God, and they were fighting in the church. Mm-hmm. There was like the Hatfields and the McCoys. There were two families in some of these churches, right? So I went there for the entertainment, man. I mean, it was better than the doggone Saturday night fights sometimes, you know. As a little kid, man, this really trips you out, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Seeing people who supposed to be coming together being so far apart at the same time, you know. Right. But I decided a long time ago, after all the thoughts about the bad thoughts I had, you know, the wonders why, you know, why me, you know, why I gotta go through this, why is this like this, why is that, you know. And I started living with it, you know what I'm saying? Because, see, a lot of people don't accept the situations they're in. Mm-hmm. They're so busy with the whys and the, you know, all the mystery as to situation, instead of accepting the situation they're in and then try to build around it or build your way through it.
So you didn't have any, like, did you have any mentors, any guidance or anything out, like at some point?
I had guys that were in and out of Lawton that would teach me how to steal, you know, stuff out of stores for them, like milk and cookies and stuff like that. You talking about some?
No, I'm talking about to make you, like, cause you have a family, you know what I'm saying? Like you a husband, you a father, like, so hearing this, like, so you hear people's stories and it's like, man, I don't want no love. They ain't married, they don't want no children, or like you chose to.
Well, see what it was, and I'm being honest about this because a lot of people won't be honest about it, but women out here for real, you know, when the guy first meets you and everything, he's just trying to get some, you know, that's to be real about it, you know. Most guys will say, no, I was trying to, you know, I was treating her nice and all that. No, you didn't even know how to treat her, man. She was telling you what to do that so you could get it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what we do, right? I mean, I'm a man, you know. But when in my younger years, you know, there were certain women that I liked, but I was too shy to talk about them or talk to them. You know, as a matter of fact, all through high school, I was the guy that sat in the back of the room and wouldn't say nothing to nobody. You know, but my mind was always working. You know,
you wasn't Kenny the player.
Nah. Although there were,
because you got two daughters, so I'm just like, right. I got this theory, like, if you have daughters, and especially if she your first one, like, yeah, you was a player back in the day. That's my theory.
Well, not. I wasn't a player. I mean, could have been. You know, there were a lot of young ladies that, you know, were interested in me, you know, and stuff. But I had other things going on in my brain.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, you didn't have this upbringing, like your upbringing didn't shape you. It did. I mean, but it made, like, you chose to go the other route. Now, you know how some people they are abusing, they see their moms and pops abuse the mother, and somehow the boy or the young man ends up abusing women and things like that. Like,
I put it like this. I've also driven Metro bus in D.C. For 30 some years, years. And I remember one day, back when the prostitutes used to be out there early in the morning on my bus line. And there was one young lady, she used to ride my bus every day to get downtown to her corner. And I would talk to her, and she said that she would hit me with this, her grandmother worked in a house of prostitution, and her mother was a prostitute, and everything. And she said, it's just in the family, that's why I'm a prostitute. I said, no, that's not true. I said, you're a prostitute because you want to be a prostitute. See, the idea is, like I said, in America, we have all kind of reasons to say it was this or this or this or that caused it. However, you have a part in that.
You do.
Because you're the one that make the final call.
At some point, because, she didn't know any other things, so like...
It's kind of like this. You go to school because you don't know the other things. You go to school to learn.
Right.
Now, if you're willing to learn,
right.
See, but a lot of people are not willing to learn anything. I notice these days, like when I try to talk to some young people about history, they don't want to hear it.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I was one of them.
And it's a damn shame because, see, for real, that means that you will never really get to know the full you or what it took to get you here. You know what I'm saying?
It's the attention span to even have to retain all that information. Like, I can barely remember what happened yesterday.
But yet, I know some of these same ones could tell you every active move in a video game, and they could tell you all of Usher's songs or Chris Brown songs or whatever. They could tell you every word of rap songs, this song, that song. So they can maintain, but they can maintain what they want to maintain. See what I'm saying? Everything on this planet is about a choice, whether you make it or somebody else make it for you.
Just the way you teach, though, because I know in history, I realized the way my teacher was teaching with this, it was already slow dates and all the things. So I didn't, at this point, I'm like, sleep.
I'm glad you said that. Just imagine this. This is why comedy is so important. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine, what if Richard Pryor was your history teacher?
That would be amazing. That would have been fun, yeah.
All right, see, you would have been alive. You'd be rushing to history class every day. Or Eddie Murphy, was one of your instructors, right? Oh, yeah, you'd be all the way live because you know how they're going to come at you. They're gonna make you laugh. And I always say that if you laugh and you learn while you're laughing, you retain it.
Yeah,
you retain it.
Yeah, that's. I hear a lot of comedians say things like, "I be like, where does that comedy come from?" They say it comes from pain. Like some comedy comes from pain.
Yeah, a lot of it does, and also a lot of it comes from history. Because they talk about, like
Cat Williams be opening my eyes to certain things.
When they talk about that slave whip when they hit your ass, and all these dudes out here talking about how tough they are, and but. The truth of the matter is, if Richard Pryor is teaching you a lesson, which a lot of times he did that. He was an expert at it, and so was Eddie and a whole lot of the other ones. Dave Chappelle, they're all educators.
I think now, the way some teachers are teaching, I think they're very creative in how they're teaching.
Which is good.
Which is great, yeah.
Because if it keeps you woke and keeps you your attention span, because see, America as a whole, not just in school, because everything is a school of some sort, but America has a big, what they call it, attention deficit. Yeah,
ADHD.
Yeah, I've seen them go I've seen them jump from the bombing, their bombing of the World Trade, up there, centers up there, the Twin Towers. Yeah. And soon after that, they went to, the Hurricane Katrina thing, and all of a sudden that's forgotten about. Now you're over here, and then it went to some tsunami somewhere, and now it's there, and they can't hold anything for long,
Yeah. And I listen to you when you talk about it, politically stuff. I just try not to even get into that. It's hard to, because I know it's controlled, like. I can't get into it.
Yeah, I talk to people. Like I have a family I'm working with. I've been working with a lot of families.
Doing what specifically?
Well, I work with big brothers, big sisters. I'm coordinated with them. Okay. I've been doing that for over 45 years. But actually, I was doing that on my own. and it attracted the attention of big brothers and big sisters to me.
Excuse me.
On my bus line on 16th Street Northwest, it was one of their offices was 16th down below R, and I was on my way down there, and they got on my bus one day, and they said that, "Are you Mr. Thompson?" Because see, on my bus lines, I'll talk to everybody about everything. And it's loud, you know. I mean, it's so that everybody can hear it, because I believe that a lot of what I'm saying and a lot of what I'm doing, it pertains to everybody. You know, it's not just about me. Mm-hmm. You know, it ain't never going to be just about you. You're not living on this planet by yourself. So everything you do, every way you think and all that stuff affects everybody and everything around you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing this on a regular on my own. I was working with families and kids and even older people. I've seen old big grown dudes get on bus crying. You know, the lady had some issues, right? And they know on the side seat, you can talk to me about anything. You know, we sit up there. I say, go and sit there, brother. What's going on, man? All right. And I know. If Metro is viewing me now, they say, but you're not supposed to be talking about all that. But there's a sign up there above my head that says, please do not talk to me. You know, it says nothing about me talking to you. All right. So
we find ways around it, don't we?
So I used it, you know what I'm saying? And I would talk to them, you know, and they would talk to me, right? And it got to be such a regular thing that somehow big brothers and big sisters, somebody probably went down there and told them something. And they got on my bus one day and they asked me, say, you ever think about working with Big Brothers, Big Sisters organization?
Let's hold that thought right there. Big brothers, big sisters. So yeah, big brother, big sister, let's elaborate on exactly what you doing with that. You know, you said they got on the bus and what happened?
Yeah, they asked me if I would, you know, consider working, you know, in conjunction with Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Okay. And I said, sure. I've been doing it ever since, you know. I've been in a lot of people's families, houses and stuff, mostly single moms trying to raise kids, mostly boys. And, you know, well, they have big sisters for the girls, but, you know, for the boys. And, you know, something I find that really bothers me about that, especially when I go to the conferences. They have this annual conference. I see representation on the side of the women. I see them, you know, they're there. The sisters, yeah, they're there. You know what I'm saying? I usually see matches, that's what they call us, bigs and littles. Okay. I see bigs, but they're white guys, match with our little brothers, little black brothers. I see a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? I went to one conference, it was like maybe 5 of us black guys there, and it was like maybe about 30, 40 white guys with littles, you know, little black brothers and stuff.
Oh, wow.
You know, and I run into people sometimes that know what I'm doing with Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and they always trying to pat me on the back type stuff, you know, and I don't want that. I hate that. You know what I'm saying?
Why you hate it?
Because here's where I usually go with. They say, hey, bro, Kenny, man, I know you're a good dude, man. I know you working with big brothers, with these brothers and stuff. And I cut them off, right, because I don't want to hear all that, because I want to know, what are you going to do, you know? When are you going to, because we could use all the help we could get, you know what I'm saying?
Do you
Why
say
aren't
that?
you? Yeah, I tell them.
Okay.
I tell them, why aren't you doing it, you know? Usually I get this thing right here. Man, I would, but I ain't got time. Yeah, but you got time for other things that are not even important in your life.
It might be important to them at that time.
Yeah, like playing video games all day long. Yeah, I know how important that is, and that's going to help us survive out here as a people. You know?
It's the we in the take care of yourself,
and they're not doing that. They're not even doing that. I mean, they're all out of shape. Look, we stayed outside when we could get a chance.
Man, listen, the way, I mean, you've seen a lot, you know, and I think we should, you know, kind of listen. It's just hard to kind of get through because we don't necessarily understand that. Like, I hear you. When you say certain things, I'm like, damn. Because even when I think about, like, I'm going to just give this an example. So, like, I was trying to figure out what kind of juice I wanted to get. And I was like, I want to get a manual one or an automatic. Right. And I was like, my mental goes, I'm like, they didn't have automatic back in the day. Get a manual one. And then think about the cleanup is less. And then if it breaks, I can take a tool, I can screwdriver and just automatic. The cord can catch a shortage. It's like it seems so. When I think about it, I mean, I end up going with the automatic anyway. But I'm going to get that manual. My mental goes to how things used to be back in the day because I understand. But that it's hard to get through to live somewhere you never been. Like we don't understand it.
It's true. It's true. It's kind of like the way I felt when I was in Nam. You know, all right. That's there every day. All right. I'm coming back here. You know what I'm saying? And there have been times when I wish I was back there. You know, although a war going on, there were times. This country has made me wish at times that I was back there, especially when I came here. Because when I came back here, the reception, it was no parade or nothing. Oh, the reception was awful. Y'all treated us like dogs, man. You know? But I mean, hey, it's the American way. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's just push away from this. Push away from there right quick. Like, so let's talk about your podcast.
Sure.
You have 2 podcasts?
No, I have a podcast and I have a YouTube channel.
Okay, and what's the name of your podcast?
The podcast is called The Original Gifts. It's with...
Original Gifts?
Yeah, with Kenny Thompson and my brother Steve Thompson.
Okay, and what is the podcast about?
We talk about the issues, some of the issues I've talked about here. We talk about the issues that people deal with every day, you know, especially relationship issues, you know, and how to better navigate this stuff, you know, because a lot of people seem to be having trouble with that. I think that it's like when I look at a lot of the young guys out here, a lot of them, because they weren't, you know, manned up by a man, they don't know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? They just going with what they know, you know?
So on this podcast, who are you exactly targeting to talk to? Because like, if you're trying to talk, are you talking to them like you would, like you brought up the Richard Pryor teaching the history class? Are you trying to talk to them like that, or are you trying to talk to them like, hey, some back in the old day and it's not?
No, that works somewhat, but not, you don't want to do that. I'm going to tell you why. All right, because unless they're really interested in it, and see, I like to go off of people, you know, so I like your input. You know what I'm saying? Like we even on the podcast, we decided, my brother and I decided that one day we're going to have a little kids day. And not only are we going to we're going to show them how to run this whole show. We're going to show them how to work all the equipment and everything. We're going to let them talk and run their own show. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the little kids, because a lot of times they're unheard. They're not being heard. You know what I'm saying? And I same thing for a lot of teenagers and young people. You know, it's not that they're not interested all the time in what you're trying to say or teach them, but they want to teach you too. And you're not willing to learn because you're stuck. You think that you know more than they know, you know, and instead of treating everybody fairly, the fair thing to do would be, I mean, I'm interested in what these young people want to talk about. I'm interested in them. I want to hear where they coming from. You know what I'm saying? That's my reception right there, you know. I may bring up a topic, or I might let them bring up a topic and say, hey, what do y'all want to talk about, you know? All right, and we'll just listen, you know. You know how hard that is? A lot of times you get people that will talk, and they'll talk and talk and talk. But how many of them specialize in listening?
Yeah.
You know, sit back and just listen. I'm so interested in what's coming out of that. You know what I'm saying?
So I be telling people sometimes, I don't know if I can't recall if I heard this from someone else. Said you got one mouth, 2 ears.
Yeah.
And I mean, which one is greater? And I think listening, if you listen more, you can actually hear what a person is. You can receive so much from what a person is saying. Just listening. So just listen sometimes. So yeah, I think, and that's why I kind of, with this platform and allowing people to come on and talk about their story and things, I take pride in being an active listener. I'm also the friend that people come to and talk to because I listen. So yeah, I get it. I'm a listener, like for sure.
Yeah, and I want y'all to listen to this podcast also, but because she's on to something. I
appreciate that. Yeah. So when have you already started your podcast?
Yeah, we started. We had an injury, Actually, it was me, and it laid me off, But we're coming back.
Okay.
We're coming right back,
Okay.
because it's a necessity. A lot of the podcasts out here, I understand what they're doing. They back and forth with each other, to no resolve. I mean, if you're going to argue back and forth, that's not going to get you anywhere.
Some podcasts, man, I hear people say Eric don't need a mic. I mean, again, everybody has a voice.
Yeah, they
and
do.
We tell people you should be heard, you should be seen, all of the things. But some are just for entertainment to me.
Yeah, I understand.
Some people just want for the views. Some people, So if you're doing it, your intentions matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you solving a problem? Are you helping people?
Yeah, that's the whole thing about Original Gifts podcast. See, I always believed that.
Why did you call it, first of all, why do you call it original gifts?
Because we all have original gifts,
Okay.
And we should use those original gifts to make things better. You know what I'm saying?
How do I find how do I know, how do I know that that's my gift or my gift to, like, what am I trying to say? My purpose is the gift for my purpose?
Well, your gift may be working in a senior citizen building, or your gift may be putting cars together,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever really, see, your gift, what will tell you what your real gift is your enthusiasm about it, If it's something that you really like to do, because there's a lot of us, there are things that we really like to do, but we end up doing something else, man, and we really hate that. Mm-hmm. But instead of saying, all right, I got to do the 60-40 thing. I call it 60-40 because you should give yourself 60%, all right? Because you're the most important person on this planet to yourself, So you should give yourself 60% and I don't care if they're listening or not, give your job 40%. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you do a good 40%, it's going to look like 100%. They ain't going to know. But then you're not all burnt out and you come home, you'll have enough energy to do you know what I'm saying? But you should always pour some of that into yourself. Don't get caught up in a cycle, that you hate.
Yeah, well, you ain't got to worry about these youngins out here. They not even staying, if they giving 10% and you're not appreciative of it, they are out the door.
Yeah, the only problem in some cases with that is if you're the commander of the ship, that's all and well good. You call the shots. But, you got to provide for yourself, right? And the good thing that this online stuff, this internet stuff came about because it helped a whole lot of people to do that,
and the
right?
ones you saying they're sitting at home, not doing nothing, they making money.
Some of them are.
Some of them, yeah.
But I'm talking mainly to the ones that are doing positive things, that are doing nothing positive and just wasting time. And I did a segment on my YouTube channel.
Okay. What's the YouTube?
It's called AKOWOMM.
AKOWOMM. What does
it's
that
an
mean?
acronym.
Okay.
All right. It started off as the AKOWOMM. It started off as all kinds of ways of making money. Mm-hmm. However, it's now all kinds of ways of mental materialism, mindfulness.
All kinds of ways. All kinds of ways
of mental materialism. In other words, making your mind come back to life. All right? Understanding yourself better and others.
Okay.
And being able to interact with that.
And that's just with you, right?
Yeah, that's just me.
You already have that
on YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the first ones I talk about, one of your superpowers that you already have, but you don't use it enough, and that's called discipline. We have it.
We have it,
but we just don't use it enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to exercise that one. I'm one of them. That's what this podcast is for,
That's
to help
a superpower right there.
It is. Once you get, because we think it's consistency, and it's simply because we not disciplined.
It's discipline.
You got to have discipline to be consistent.
Yeah, if you were in the military, believe me, you got a drill sergeant that'll help kick your butt enough and discipline your butt.
Yeah. That's that talk right there. So, all right, so you AKOWOMM, how many episodes have you done?
On AKOWOMM TV, only a couple.
Okay, so but you, I mean, it's just you. It's not no guest.
Me and my brother Steve, but we'll be entertaining
on AKOWOMM.
Yeah, on AKOWOMM. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's just me on AKOWOMM. I'm talking about original gifts. It's me and my brother Steven.
Okay. So we'll give them that information at the end. You can tell them where they can find you. Let's move on to like self-discovery. We talking about AKOWOMM, and you said that you wanted to talk on the phone on my questionnaire. You said you wanted to talk about there's another you.
Yeah,
definitely. That, like. I just wonder, I'm curious, like, where'd that come from? Where did that come from?
Well, for a long time, I was this character, right? All right. Now, we all, whether you want to admit to it or not, we all have a multitude of characters inside us. Yeah, we got funny people. Some of us got characters inside us, make some of the best damn comedians out here, but you don't even mess with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's there. It's there, all right? And then you got other characters out there who know how to figure things out, all right? All inside of you, right? You got other characters who are strong, you know, and they're disciplined enough to carry things through. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, I tell you, when you're out here and you're sweating bills, you know what I'm saying? All right? And like a lot of people know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, right now.
All right? If you're sweating bills, you have two characters inside you that you're neglecting that can actually help you. You know, say that you have this creative character inside you, which we all do, all right? And you have this get it done character inside you. You have it in there. You have this disciplined enough to get it done character inside you. Otherwise, your bed would never get made up in the morning, you know, never, you know. It's actually a character that actually gets up and say, nah, I'm gonna make this bed up.
Yeah, sometimes I make my bed. I don't make. Yeah. I'm working on it.
Yeah, and then you got the same character. He'll go outside, and I tell people even on my AKOWOMM TV channel and on my podcast, I tell them to do a small thing, a little thing. See, this is training your mind. All right, because if you do a little thing, something that you can actually do. Like making up your bed every day, you know what I'm saying? Or go outside and do some deep breathing exercise for just 5 minutes.
You do this stuff?
You know what I'm saying?
You make your bed every day?
Yeah. I'm disciplined to that point. I definitely do that every single day, and I make it up very neatly because I just like the way it looks when I'm done. You know what I'm saying?
That came from...
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing it at first, man. Years ago, I'd jump out, man. It's the same way I got out of it when I get back in it, you know. But no, I went about, and I like the way it looks when I'm done. It's a finished product, you know. Or going outside. I mean, I had to get two of my brothers right now, and they're really gotten busied up because one of them's getting ready to put some music out here, Southern Soul music, but the other one has a lot of things he's doing for his wife and everything, so his time schedule's all messed up. But we were going to the gym 3 days a week, religiously, you know, and I was bouncing off of them and they were bouncing off of me. The fact that we made it so that we all meet up one place and go in one car, you know, it made it work, right? Mm-hmm. So we would always go there, and then we had conversations there with even the other people at the gym that we work out in, women, men. You know, we just
like
talk.
That.
Yeah,
some people don't like that.
But guess what? We were drawing people in. They were coming in because they were interested in the contract. You know, the content. You know, they were being drawn in.
Was this your character? Was you in character?
Well, all I could do is be in character. You know, I hate to see me out of character. You know, I don't know who that character would be. You know what I'm saying?
So touch on. So I want to make sure we don't fall off track with the character. You was talking about the character,
right?
So
There are two. There's more than one you.
it's more than one.
Yeah, but it's more than one you. It's at least two characters inside you.
So,
All right.
in this world,
Look, there's the
20
one.
personalities.
Yeah, you got a lot of personalities and a lot of things inside you. I'm just dealing with these two for right now.
Okay.
Right?
What do you have a name for these two or what?
It's called you and you.
Me versus me. Okay.
Yeah, you and you.
Okay.
That's right. And there's one you. All right. Take for instance, you don't like arguing, right? Mm-hmm. You just don't like arguing, really. And then you got another part of you that argues. All right. It does the opposite of something that you really don't like doing, right? But you do it, right? You got a character. You don't like to go to your job every day. You hate your work, right?
Your ass be there.
But you got a character that goes there and proficiently do the job, does it real well, all right? You got characters that you draw upon at times, and you don't even understand what it is that you're doing, but you're doing it.
Maybe that's what really makes me feel like I'm out of. Maybe that really makes me feel like when I get like that, because what you're just saying kind of struck something. When I feel like I'm boxed in like that, like I have to be something that I'm not, it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Even though they say uncomfortable is like
A stimulant.
Yeah, no, not in this case. In this case, I don't like to be in where I can't be myself.
Right.
I get out of the place fast.
Right. Yeah, run like you're on fire, getting out of there. Yeah.
But yeah, okay, I kind of see where you're going with that. So
Yeah, but we have that.
Yeah.
You know, we have that. I was talking a second ago about bills, you know. All right. And if you draw two characters outside yourself, the creative one, all right, and the one that gets things done. Now, you could put that comedian dude back in there for a while, put him on vacation, you know, put him on waivers, you know, pull him back in. All right? And that's why a lot of y'all don't understand it, but that's why you have stomach aches, because you got characters in there beating on the wall. They've been locked in there for a long time, and they've been trying to get out. And they look at the situation that you're dealing with, and they say, bills? Oh, man. They tap on the other character locked in there with you. He's beating on the wall, too, say, man, creative dude. Man, me and you, we can get this done, man. But he won't let us out. This clown's out here taking up all the time and everything.
Those are voices.
And you got the other one, Worry. Mr. Worry, he's out there all the time. He just worried about everything, but he ain't coming up. He don't have no solutions. Me and you, if they put them dudes on vacation, pull them back in here, let them beat on the wall for a while, put us out, we fix this thing like that, get it done.
But we have to have that. Well, I'm not going to say we have to, because I feel like, just where I'm at in my life now, like bills and all of those things, in the society we live in, some people don't have a choice. They have to put on those hats.
You know, when we, it's a couple words that we use excessively.
What's that?
Can't.
Trying.
Don't.
Trying. I hate that.
Can't.
I hate it.
Don't.
We don't need to use that word.
Yeah.
Don't. Try.
Yeah, because do was here before don't got here.
Do was before, and do is still before don't.
Right. And can is before can't.
It is.
All right. So it's always been that way, right? But we use don't, like we use won't, and we use can't.
So that's on that therapy. That's crazy. So my therapist, when I first got into therapy, she asked me to say something good about myself. And I hesitant. I didn't know. It took a long time, but tell me my flaw. I can point out my flaws and all that quickly. It's easier to bring out the negative than it is. I'm not that way now, but I'm just saying it was easier then to bring out negative than it was positive. Just kind of reset that mindset.
So what did she do? She said, heal, right?
Nah. She opened my eyes and made me realize that. How was it so easy for me to just say something negative than it was positive? So you're saying do comes before don't, but it's so easy to talk about the things that you're not doing, or it's so easy to say what someone isn't doing instead of recognizing for the things that they are. It's easier to go to negative than it is to positive.
Yeah, it is for a lot of people.
You got to get out of certain atmospheres and environments, because that is oh, I mean, that's old.
It draws you in, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If that's the way you used to being, then yeah. But if you come out of there's another side of life where there are people who are rooting for you, that are clapping for you, that are telling you all the great things that you should be telling yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah, that's why I said there's too many spectators and not enough participators. And if you focus on trying to change your mindset from that of a spectator mindset to that of a participator mindset, oh, you'll blow not only the other people away, you'll blow yourself away.
Yeah, but everybody won't participate.
There go that can again, but they won't either.
I said that?
Yeah.
I said can't?
Yeah, can't and won't.
We're going to take a quick break right quick. So listen, you mentioned that what did you say on the bus? The
Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
The Big Brothers, Big Sisters that you wanted to do. Okay, you did that. You're doing this self-improvement.
Yeah.
Personal. Is it okay? Self-improvement mindset shift.
Yeah.
Change. Why you want to get deep? Why, we talking about your gift now, the gift, and you passing it? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I have a gift of gab, and I have a gift of seeing things. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so why do you want to tap so much into self-improvement?
Because, like I said, that's one thing that I tell everybody that asks me how I'm doing. I'm great and improving. All right, and that's always. All right, because we all are supposed to be doing that. All right, if you're not, you're stagnated, and we need to get you out of that. Help you get out of that.
Help you.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's why I say, things that people say. That's why I like to hear from you too.
Right.
Like you like to hear from people,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
I like to hear from them also because I want to know what they feel about it is that they need to do to pull themselves out. Because we have things inside of us. We have answers. We have answers locked inside. Right.
Sometimes you just gotta get all in the business.
All you gotta do is just get in the business.
Get all in your business.
Get all in the business.
Get all in your business
and pull that on.
Bring it
pull
all
that
out.
on out of there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly
saying?
What we want to do.
That's what and that's what we're doing with the podcast. We're getting right there with you, but we're also allowing you to pretty much be the show. We want you to talk. We want you to open up because I can't mind read, and if you were to come on there and you just sat there and doing nothing, if that was the thing that you wanted to do, we would learn that up front because we would know that you're not just going to sit there like this. It'd be like if I came on this podcast and you asked me all these questions, I'm going like this. That's not going to work.
Yeah, we're going to cut this. Like, what's the problem?
First 2 minutes, it's over.
20 seconds. Attention span.
No lie. So what we have to do is come up with more creative ways to get people to open up. It's kind of like when you first meet a person, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Now, you don't know anything about them. They don't know anything about you. Mm-hmm. All right. But if you're interested in finding out about them, there's no way that you could tell them about them. They have to be able and willing to tell you about them. And you have to be able to receive it. So once people get comfortable.
There you go. That's the word, comfortable.
Yeah, once they get comfortable, oh man, all kinds of stuff come out of them then, It's kind of like a little kid, first day in the daycare center. Mm-hmm. Yeah, first day in there, he all shy over there in the corner, quiet. But after a while, being around them other kids and them kids acting crazy, that fool show you just how crazy he could be too. He right in there.
What's your take on vulnerability and transparency?
Vulnerability?
Yeah, vulnerability and transparency.
And transparency?
Yeah, I want to hear. Go ahead.
Well, I'm a guy. Mm-hmm. I'm a male. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, this thing's been going on for a long time. Both of those issues that you're talking about. Because men, for a long time, it's been this thing where they have to be strong, They got to be strong all the time, Me, I've learned through all the things that I've come through how to be in survival mode, how to be a survivalist. All right. So I helped build myself strong. I deal with everything differently. People, I'm going to show you. I have a sensitive side, and it goes like this. I can feel your pain. I've been to some funerals. I didn't know anybody there. I didn't even know the person that passed. I knew nothing. I just took somebody because they needed a ride. But I felt everything that the people, the family members right down front were feeling. I felt it deep inside of me. All right. So I'm like, my antennas were up, and I'm sensitive to that kind of nature. And that's
other people's?
Yeah, other people.
What about your own?
Now, here's what I'm talking about. All right. I'm able to deal with grief and pain, all right, because of so many things that I've seen. It has better prepared me, all right, and it's also made me think about things. Because, see, in this cycle of life, death is just a part of it, all right? And we all have to go this whole cycle of life, all right? So we have to receive, like we receive life, we have to receive death, all right? I know we've learned, but see, it all goes with, I remember. Did I just say I remember?
I remember.
Yeah, sound like a Celie on The Color Purple, didn't I? Yeah, but yeah, I remember when I got shot. That was like in 1974 after I got back from
You got shot?
Yeah, I got shot in the head back here. And yeah.
Hold up. You tell all types of stories. I ain't heard that one.
Yeah, I got shot. Fragment went, well,
This is when you was in the war?
No,
in the street?
Yeah, I survived the war. I came back here and was working security, and actually one of my partners, a guy I knew since we were little kids, he actually playing around with guns, shot me. Came from behind there. I didn't know what was happening. I just knew I got shot because I felt the pressure.
I never knew that.
Yeah, but anyway,
Damn.
A fragment went in my facial nerve they couldn't get. It was laying right on my facial nerve. They said, my jaw was all wired the next day and everything because it split my jaw in half and knocked all my teeth out, pretty much. Mouthful of grit and everything. And a fragment went in my facial nerve and one went up in my brain they couldn't get out. It was way up in the middle of my brain somewhere. They couldn't get it out. And that's where they had a lot of trouble in the surgery. They couldn't get to that one. And I blacked out. And I didn't know that I had got out of my body. I was gone.
You had an out-of-body experience.
I was gone. They confirmed it when I started coming to, had all these doctors around me, and they were like, hey, Mr. Thompson, hey, Mr. Thompson. I could hear him in the distance, right? And then it started getting a little brighter. And I saw some light, and I started coming into the light. And they said, hey, welcome back, Mr. Thompson. Hey, we lost you for quite a while there last night, right? So they just confirmed that I was out of my body. I witnessed everything that was going on. So it helped me understand even what I already knew about death, right? See, there's a coexistence here. All right, a lot of people don't know. They you can live and learn, and you need to learn how to live, all right? But there's a coexistence here. So the people that you really think that you lost, they right here. You just don't have what it takes to make the connection because one is the spirit world and one is this physical world that we're in right now, But they're here. They're right here. And just recently with one of my nephews, right, I talked to Andre. And Andre said he could hear Jermaine whispering in his ear like he always do, right? I said, yeah, because he's right there, But and some of us are sensitive enough to make that connect, But they're here. So if you understand that death is part of life, like life is a part of death, okay, then you'll understand and you'll be stronger in dealing with things, right? Because for real, can you imagine if nobody ever died? We would all be dead.
I actually say that, it's crazy. Like, I'm not saying everybody should live forever, right? But why would I think that? Because I'm deaf, but I feel like I wish we all could just live to see past. Like, you get to live up to your 80s. I think I feel better knowing that you lived a longer lifespan versus you dying at 21, or like knowing that you got shot. People get shot and make it through life, right? And they get to see however long. But I'm just like, I just kind of wish. It's crazy for me to think. It's just, I just wish I would feel better in life.
But you know, if that was the final call for me, if I hadn't come back, if I hadn't got back in this body, all right, there'd be no Avia.
Yeah.
All right, see what I'm saying? So obviously there was a reason. I mean, I look at Avia, man. There was a reason that she had to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything else. Everything that is has to be. All right, the way the society is right now, it has to be. All right, everything has to be. All right, if it wasn't supposed to be, it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I get that.
All right,
I get that, but you know,
yeah, it's just the way that we receive it, or we feel that we're unable, or we weaken ourselves to certain things, you know, or we use can't and won't and don't instead of can and do and will. You know what I'm saying? So.
And we will.
Yeah, we will.
We will.
As a matter of fact, this will be a very positive podcast right here.
This will be
because they getting all up in your business.
Yes, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
All right, so talk to little Kenny. What is something that you would tell, knowing where you are now? What is something, if you had to write a letter?
You know something? I've already discussed this, you know, with my little self back then. All right.
Back then?
Yeah. I've talked to myself back then. You know, I've revisited myself, you know, because back then I didn't have the answers that I have now.
Right. So what would you tell?
So keep on.
Keep on?
Yeah, which he did.
Okay.
Which he did. All right. I would tell him to do nothing different.
Do nothing different.
Nothing different. All right. Because see, that type of survival mode is something that helps people. It shapes you, you know, where you think that, you know, everybody has a story. I mean, mine's is like a Disneyland story compared to some, all right? But everybody has a story, okay? And that's another thing that we're going to be doing on our podcast. We're going to be asking you about your story. It's going to be your day, your story. You know, you talk from your littlest to your present, all right? But in your story, the main character is you, okay? So you get to decide how you're going to write the story. Now, think about it. If you were writing your story, all right, from a child all the way up to now, because as a little infant, you don't know anything, really. You really don't. And I tell people all the time, because people, I ask this question, I say, who are you? And you know, do you know who you are? And you know, people are quick to try to answer that question. They say, oh man, I know who I am and all this stuff, right? But the reality is, and I could tell everybody here, everywhere, including myself, you know, because we're all inclusive in this. We're really whoever or whatever we have become. And that's been influenced by a whole lot of stuff. And that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the reality. All right?
But you don't have to, I mean, influenced and like, but we're coming out of the, wherever, if it was negative, let's say it's an unhealed space, we want to get to that healed place. So you got to get, I mean, yeah, influence.
Yeah, it breaks down to a choice that you still have to make.
Yeah.
Okay. You know how a lot of people say, well, I left him or I left her because she didn't make me happy, he didn't make me happy. No, that's your job. You know?
Yeah, you got to make yourself happy.
You're supposed to be happy.
Yeah.
You know, if you got a chance to travel and you go to other places in the world, and I'm not talking about the resort areas, I'm talking about go out in the boonies, and you see how those people are surviving out there. You'll come back here.
I know. Look, when we go on our tour guide little situation, 8 o'clock in the morning, when we go out the country and stuff,
I'm telling you.
I'll be looking around, I'll be like, boy, this ain't no way. Like, it's just because it's not, and I use this word, I'm just saying that it's not aesthetically pleasing, but they're probably their happiest. They're probably the most happiest. Like, I be seeing a lot of the, guys, they probably from Ghana, somewhere over there, and they be on TikTok doing their little they look so happy, but the water brown. And I be sitting there thinking like, I get when little things like touch my hand or I'm a germaphobe or something. I just learned to appreciate those things because I know where over there and all the other countries and things like that, like they don't have it. They don't have it, but they're still happy and things like here we are like and I'm most depressed. And I mean, just as I have my mindset.
It's the pacifier.
Who pacified?
A long time ago, I used to say, like, if I was on that actual slave plantation back there, you know, they'd be like, let's sing this song. Man, I ain't singing shit. You know, way I feel right now.
I always say I wouldn't even, I don't know, God
sing.
no.
Sing, are you out your damn mind? I ain't singing nothing out here picking cotton all goddamn day long, this hot ass sun with this whip on my ass.
Oh man,
sing.
It give me chills to talk about.
So people were singing, all right? And not just for no reason whatsoever. Mm-hmm. It wasn't always just happiness singing. It was signals.
So yeah, soul singing, like you can hear it.
Yeah.
You can hear that.
Yeah.
Gospel, man.
I also I've been doing poetry for years.
I was just about to actually bring that up. Like I was going to bring that up. You talked about projects like your book.
Yeah.
And poetry. So kind of would you like to touch bases? Just,
Sure. I've been working a book. It's taking time because I want to make sure it's the way I want it.
Doing a lot.
Yeah, I want to make sure it's the way it is and I'm multitasking at the same time. Mm-hmm. But the book is called 1,000 Lashes. Okay. All right. And it's not all about slavery and all that kind of stuff.
You've been talking a lot on the whipping and all that stuff.
But it's not all about slavery and all that kind of stuff because it's about different things, and I got love stuff in there. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
So what kind of love stuff?
Yeah, I got things like
freaky stuff?
No, it's like nice, beautiful poetry. Like.
In your book is gonna be poetry too?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's poetry. It's all poetry. It's a book on poetry. Yeah, and spoken word. Yeah.
Got you.
But I have revolutionary stuff in there, and I have hardship type stuff in there. I try to take you through the whole network of mind bending and mind altering, not just meditative stuff, but also things that are mentally aware. Open you up, open your eyes.
So you were looking to, and I mean, would you say that you would gravitate more to male, like a male audience, or like are you trying to reach, like what age group are you looking to?
Everybody.
But everybody ain't going.
It's not necessary. See, it's like the flexibility in the book, 1,000 Lashes. Okay. All right. There's stuff, look, if you want to talk to kids, you do kid talk, right? Babies have a language.
But not in that book?
Yeah, in the book of poetry. See, here's where we mess up a lot of times. Okay? And this is getting back to this mindfulness thing, this mental thing. All right, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. And this affects a lot of people right now. All right, you have kids, you have little kids, all right, and you're going through something. Mom and dad are going through something. I mean, right now the bills are really late and everything. They might lose the house. They may have to go into a shelter. It's going to be a family change, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Now you don't have the where you pull the whole family in, right? Mm-hmm. All right. The kids know something is wrong because mom and dad don't look right, and they're acting kind of different. All right, because they're dealing with stress and they're dealing with trying to figure this thing out and all this. And the kids see it. Right. They're around you all the time. They see it, but they don't know what's going on. They're totally confused as to what's going on, and nobody's telling them anything. Okay. All right? You should pull your kids in. Explain. I know you always say, older people say, well, nah, this is older people business and kids don't need to know nothing about it. No, but the kids do. They need to know.
It's a time and place for everything, and how you bring it to them, because some things if you know your kid, you know they may not even be ready to even receive it.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised at something else, because America, I always say this, America dupes the kids, all right? Yeah, they do. What it does is...
school system?
The whole system. What it does is it withdraws when it should be feeding, all right? And kids, at that point in life, they're like a learning machine.
They soak up.
They are a computer,
sponges,
supercomputer, right?
Sponges.
Okay.
They soak up and absorb.
And what you think as an older person that they're not adaptable to, oh, shoot, you're way off course.
The thing about it is, when we say that, I just want to remember, like, because there's something about, I always say to myself, like, why people say that? Because I know, I was a child, and I know that I wanted people to listen to me because I felt like I knew what I was talking about. So I always say, man, y'all better listen to these damn kids, because they be saying something. And even in the Bible, if you look at that, children can teach too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I always say, look, when you hear, like in the daycare center, I used to hear stuff, and you hear a kid in there say shit, and the parent turn around and say, where'd you learn that from? If you don't smack the kid in the mouth for telling the truth, he gonna say you. You know what I'm saying?
That's where trust. This is where trust gets broken at here. Because now am I supposed to snitch and say you? No, they do now.
Yeah.
Now they be like you. They like you had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, look.
We know where it came from.
I'm gonna get this hit. But I'm gonna get my stuff in there now.
Yeah, you can't even be. You gotta be real with yourself.
Yeah, you gotta be real with the kids too. Yeah. All right. If you don't, I mean, look at the world.
Right.
All right. Look, how many times have you had people over? All right. You had your relatives over for, Thanksgiving or whatever, Christmas, whatever. All right. And the little kids and the older people and the teenagers and everything. And now you got several groups. All right. You got the older people over here, and they talking about all this stuff. All right, and then you got the teenagers over here, and they talking about all this stuff. Some of them probably smoking some J's and whatever and all that, and drinking and all that, and they talking about their stuff. And then you got the little kids over here doing their games and everything. But everybody in that whole circle right there are locked into the same thing. What's really going on in that family affects each and every one of them. All right, so instead of always separating ourselves, let's get them back. Let's find out what's going on in these little minds and stuff. I mean, after all, parents say that they're confused when their kids end up doing something, and they say, "Not my kid. That my kid wouldn't do it." No, if you listen to them, and you start learning along with them, and they're growing. Because they're telling you all the time things. They're giving you clues, man. The clues so heavy, man, feel like a slap upside your head. All right? But they telling you and they showing you stuff, because a lot of times they know they might get smacked in the mouth if they say it out their mouth, but they'll show it to you. All right?
That's why they say now there's gentle parenting. Like, allow your child to express themselves. And I always tell, even I tell my baby, it's like, listen, I want you to be able to talk to me. I don't want you to feel like you gotta run and not tell me nothing. Express yourself in a respectful manner. Like, sometimes I know, like, I used to say I want to cuss so bad, but like, it felt disrespectful, so I didn't. But at the time when I was angry, it came when I did. When I was angry, like, where I didn't think about it. But when I had a chance to think before I actually spoke, I'm like, this is disrespectful. Now when I teach it, I'm like, hey, I want you to express yourself. Talk to me, but in a respectful manner. Like, I understand you're upset. Let's just talk about it. Because you got to train them up in a way so that when they go on in life, what I'm saying, like, they don't just act off emotions, but they know how to, and we allow them to express themselves.
But also on the same line, if you don't know how to do that, see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times it's that you don't know how to do that. Right. All right. So,
I know I didn't at first because I didn't. Wasn't taught it.
We listen and we learn, and what we need to learn is how to listen, and what we need to listen to is how to live. you know.
We living to die right now.
Yeah. And my daughter, I mean, both my daughters were sharp as a tack. And my daughter, Avia, I remember very recently, she said this. She said, men, y'all can cry. Mm-hmm. You know, y'all can cry, and you need to go in and cry.
How that made you feel?
Because, I mean, you know, I've been, you know, a lot of times, man, I cry, but I cry internally.
But wait, no tears, or you saying?
Well, it's hard to get tears out of my eyes now. I've been beaten so much. I stopped crying when I was about, 15? Because of the constant beatings, you know. You got beat for everything and nothing. You know, you just got beat. You had to get tough, and the licks didn't hurt as much anymore. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because my mind had got conditioned to them. You know, it's kind of like, here it come again. All right. So, you know, ain't no change.
What about happy cries? Like happy tears, you ever had no happy tears?
My happiness comes when everybody around me, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. It comes when everybody's around me, you know. Because their happiness and all that, man, that make me happy as I can be, man. When they happy, man, how can I not be happy, you know? Yeah. All right? Because I had something to do with some of that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So I have a reason now to be happy, you know. All right. But I like to try to remind people of the characters that they have inside themselves, because they have a character for just about everything. And you have a learning character too, you know, and an intelligent character. You might question that in some people, right? You say, "This ain't nothing intelligent about this movie," you know, because he's got the intelligent character on lock. You know, this dummies out here. You know, I mean, look, I'ma say it. I don't care if this goes nationwide. I'ma say it right now. A lot of people thinking that way right now about this so-called president that we got in here, right? This guy is crazy. And you're saying this dude has no intelligence whatsoever, right? I beg to differ. You know, he's got something inside him, but the overriding one, the characters that's out there, that one just took the stage, man, and he's so defined, he's not going to get off stage. All right, so, but that's not the sum total of that character there.
I know. I feel like that with a lot of people, you know. But
if he doesn't repair it, it won't get repaired in him.
Right.
All right. All right, because everybody else has tried to repair it. You can hear all the sayings, right, and everything, but I ain't doing it. I ain't doing a thing, right? If he don't repair it on himself, and this is what comes back to what I was saying before. There are things that you could do for yourself, right? Mm-hmm. All right? This has a lot to do with coming out of that spectator mode into the participator mode. There are things that you can do for yourself. You know, you can tie your own shoes. All right? All right? So you walk around all day, your shoestrings all untied, you done tripped over them 3-4 times, but you know how to tie your own shoes. So why don't you tie your shoes? Ain't nobody else gonna tie them for you.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean.
Tie your shoes. It only makes sense. Like I said, you done tripped over them 3-4 times already. But you're waiting to break your neck, and then you lay up in the hospital in a neck brace and everything, talking about, I should have tied my shoes.
All right, so we talked about the podcast. We talked about your upcoming, your upbringing,
AKOWOMM.
and AKOWOMM, the poetry, we're gonna give you a brief. We're gonna give you a chance to stand up.
Stand up, fall down, or fall out.
Stand up, fall down, or fall out. And you got a chance to, you doing this comedy thing, so I want to hear what you got.
Oh, Lord. She didn't do that.
Yeah. Who is
yes,
she?
Yes, she did.
Who is she?
See, that's two of my characters talking to each other. Right?
Oh, my God. Oh, no, you really about to stand up? Sit down right quick.
I thought you wanted me to do something.
I can't believe you really was about to stand up. All right, so I mean, can you do it sitting down?
So you want me to do a fallout?
I want you to make me CTFU. You know what I mean?
No, but
Crack the fuck up.
crack the fuck up.
I need the RO.
Let's see, I ain't got to do much because you got to crack. All right, all I got to do is fuck up, right? All right.
Don't. Was that a bar? You know, Squirt hate that. That was a bar. All right, do your thing. Go ahead. Comedy. Give me some sit down comedy.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to do this, but since I was asked and they made me do it, they told me if I wasn't going to do it, I could get off a show right now, but I'm going to do it. So I told my wife, and I did this at stand-up open mic. I told my wife that I was getting ready to go out and perform tonight, and she said, well, break your neck, I said, no, don't go like that, The real term is actually break a leg, it's like wishing somebody good luck, And she went all Goldie, like in the Mac on me, right? She said, well, break your neck, break your back, break your ass, something, just get out here and get me my goddamn money, But that's just the nature of comedy,
That's real. That sounds like real life.
Hey, what do you think I was talking about? You thought it was a joke? Yeah, I mean, hey, they want me to get out there and do some stand-up from a sitting down position. That's good. You know what I'm saying? So
You're not supposed to laugh at your own joke.
Why not? They funny?
It's funny?
Yeah, it's funny.
I don't know.
Didn't you see me laughing?
I saw you laughing.
Well, you got to catch up then. Why are you holding back?
Because I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it. I'm trying CTFU. I'm rolling on the floor.
You want one of them?
That's what I want. That's what they want.
The first time out, you want one of them. And remember, this is not a paying audience, right? All right, look, okay, let me show you something. Do you like movies?
No.
You like going to movies? Some of y'all like going to movies, right?
Yeah, you might want to talk to him because I don't.
Some of y'all like movies. How many of y'all saw the movie Get Out? I don't have my cup and thing right now because I would be doing it like this, and I'd ask y'all after a while, and then y'all falling into the floor, But if y'all saw the movie Get Out, and I was the main character in that movie, that movie would be very short. If I was that black dude, with the photographer, that movie would be very short. As a matter of fact, they changed the name of that movie from Get Out to That Nigga's Gone, because there were so many clues. I don't know what's wrong with that brother, man. I mean, when you get down, first of all, it was an ugly white girl. That girl was white, ugly. Yeah, she was skinny and ugly, I don't know. No, she was pulling dudes and females. I don't know how she did that, man, because she was ugly as shit, But they would follow her down, and now you're going down south to an ugly white girl's white parents' house, and you get down here, and first thing fuck with you is the police, right? And he starts showing you all that racial shit, but you still gonna go on down there following this ugly white girl down here. And you get down here and you see the layout out there, and it's a bunch of slaves. It's black people, Now, here's what really catches, should run you off. All right, that part in there where it was the maid, a black girl in there, and she didn't even know our dialect. That was really fucked up. That fucked me up for a minute, because he said, look, I'm not gonna rat you out. She ain't know what he was talking about. She said, rat. He said, I'm not going to snitch on you. She said, snitch, tattletale. Now, you know damn well, don't no nigga say no damn tattletale. The fuck? That don't straighten your ass out right there and let you know you're in the wrong place. Everything about it was telling you, no, don't go. But
get out.
He got in, when he should have got out. And I'm saying that because a lot of brothers do that, You get in, and you find out it's hard as hell trying to get out of that motherfucker. But we like to Get in. Don't forget, you got to also get out. You get in, get out. In, out, in, out. Sometimes you need to stay out that motherfucker. That's all I got to say right now.
Okay. All right, y'all be the judge, man. Y'all, I mean, listen, I'ma still, like, maybe he need to stand up.
That's
and
the
do
first
it.
time I did that sitting in a chair. You know that? That's funny.
What's the difference between you standing up with your,
it makes a difference.
your diaphragm?
Nah, it doesn't. It's just a character different, yeah.
Oh, it's a character.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
So this I feel like we can leave on a. We're gonna go ahead and close it out. I really do appreciate you sitting down with me today.
Yeah, you ain't want to hear my poetry?
I got you. I'm about to let you do that.
Oh, you about to let me do my poetry?
I'm about to let you do your poetry.
Right, because you ain't let me do my stand-up.
Nah, I ain't. I had to sit
You
down.
maybe had to do the fallout, yeah.
I ain't fall out, but maybe somebody else. You fell out.
I fell out in the back of this chair.
Comfortable in that chair.
No.
You not comfortable?
Not when you're doing stand-up. I can see me now trying to stand up using this chair. This shit ain't gonna work.
Let's end it with the. Well, we're gonna end it in a second, but go ahead, give it. What's your poetry? What's your poem about? What's the name of the poem?
Yeah, this is a piece that I did years ago, and I call it Beauty.
Okay.
All right. Through my eyes, I see beauty, and it is free. No hatred, no violence, just all things equally. Sweet fragrances of love I smell, and you can tell by the smile on my face that this is a glorious place. This beauty transcends eternity. This beauty transcends tranquility. This beauty, through my eyes, I see. I reach to touch it. It's velvety. I reach again, and its softness touches me. Listening, I hear its melodious call. It beckons me. I explore its pits of succulency. Absorbed, I find that I too am free. That's called beauty.
Beauty. You might you going somewhere with that. I felt that. That was a Pisces thing. I felt that.
Yeah, that was.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, you kind of fell out on that.
I kind of like those words and things. I felt that more than
it didn't fall down. It kind of stood up, didn't it?
Yeah. Kind of stood up on the poem.
Yeah, and I didn't have to try to get up out this chair.
But we gotta snap our fingers.
Yeah, you gotta snap your fingers.
It was nice. That was nice. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
Toes.
Yeah. So thank you, Unc, for coming on here and sharing, giving us some insight, your life, your story, what you got going on. And I hope this was an inspiration to someone. You want to give someone some advice before?
Yeah, sure. Just stay positive, do a little bit more each and every day, especially when you think that you have nothing more to give, you have something else. But do just a little bit more every day. And one of the things that I want you to really do is to check this podcast out here.
I appreciate it.
Because they're all up in my business and they're going to get in your business too, and that's all right.
And will do.
Because sometimes we need somebody to get all up in our business.
Yes, safe. And this is a safe space for you to do that. Thank you again, Aunt. Have you, for everything that you do. You are seen, we hear you, we see you, and I love you. Thank you for coming on.
Love you too.
Y'all stay tuned for the next episode of All in Your Business with Keisha Cool, and I will see you on the next episode. Oh, how dare I say, make sure you hit the subscription button. Subscribe to the channel right now. We are at 313 subscribers. I think, let me confirm. Give me 1 second. We got 2 seconds. 314 subscribers. It was 13 earlier, but 314 subscribers. Go ahead and subscribe for me if you got anything out of this content. And trust, I would love for everyone to do it, but again, only if this does something for you, has been doing anything for someone that you know, because we want to grow organically and not just for likes and views and things. I want to know that the content we're creating is for you. So yeah. Thank you for letting us get all in your business. Engage, comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Stay tuned. Peace.
All right. Thanks.